All right, we're coming back in here. Now it's going to be game 4 here. Match point, championship point, primed and ready here for Damwon Kia. They take this one. They complete what only one other team has ever been able to do in the history of League of Legends, and that is to win 2 world championships. And conveniently, with a very much the same roster. EDG here trying to play upsetter. They need to find a way back in here. And Damwon Kia with that last round of comp differential has been quite devastating here. EDG has only actually grabbed like the first win of the series here, and DK have done the 2-4 punch on the way back here. Very much reminiscent of the EDG Gen G situation, where Gen G did come back for at least game 2 and game 3. And now I just need to find out, can they actually get themselves... can they get a win here? Can they actually find just the right draft here? The Twist of Fate being taken away on the side of EDG. Aphelios also still being taken away here. Ghost on that was quite potent, if anything. And Showmaker on the Silas was also not to be shaken at. But we are back to where Lee Sin, Twist of Fate, and Aphelios are banned. They're going to keep the Kiana ban. Graves will be allowed through here for Khan or Flandre, whoever wants to pick that one up. Yuumi and Jarvan. So JJ still not getting his Jarvan in this series. Going to have to find other options. Now, Nami was not banned, and neither was the Thresh. Valios banned, so either way. So, the Lucian Nami combo is available, and they may just have to give that one over. Will we finally see a misfortune for Damwon Kia for Ghost? Nami is about to get just... Yeah, like DK can take the Nami away from the Lucian. But it's going to be really weird. So they're going to take it. I still think if they actually, like, put... So Jin Nami? That is weird. That is really weird. It can be, like... The Nami has a good follow-up CC with the, with the prison, with the bubble. Yeah, the Thresh, yeah. No, it's going to be Enchanter to Enchanter. If someone picks an Enchanter, they want the other Enchanter. And I really think the Lulu on the Lucian will still be powerful. I think this will still be quite potent. I really think Damwon Kia are like kind of shooting themselves at foot a bit with this bot lane combo. And that'll be Flandre picking up the Graves. Graves doing very well in this tournament, in this series so far. I'm actually curious. Graves has, in the games that Graves has won every match in this final so far. So right now we got a little predictor, small little predictor. He didn't show up in the last game because he got banned out, but Graves showing for a very good win percentage right now. And now DK even getting weirder with these picks here. Can you going to pick up the Talon? This is still getting weird. This team fight from DK is getting weirder and weirder. This is going to end up just being much more of a pick comp, much more of a spread out and around. Spread the map wide, find 2v2s, 3v3s, or even just handicap advantage situations, and just pick people out. Now EDG going to remove Khan's Kennen, keeping the range situation pretty simplified. Gragas still up and available. That was a pretty interesting pick here. Would actually be able to absorb Flandre quite well on the Graves and provide a good bit of peel on front line, as well as fantastic burst damage. The LeBlanc has gone to second phase. Will get banned out along with Scout's Rise. Now, what's going to be the last ban on the side of EDG? Yeah, Showmaker on the Syndra would actually be big. I'm surprised actually Syndra hasn't shown up in this. Jace going to be removed from Khan, so limiting what can be played here by Khan in the top side. Renekton, that's not likely. I think he'd actually be okay with taking the Gragas one more time. It went very well in the last game. Was able to absorb plenty of damage and just has an easy wave clear time. Went down like huge CS, but it didn't really matter by the end of it. Flandre's Jace, for all of its advantage and all of its potential, just didn't go anywhere. Khan going to pick up the Gwen, though. Gwen, kind of mixed results so far in this tournament, has had a very significant rise in priority throughout the playoffs. But this is still looking a little little stranger. A lot of skirmish elements here from Damwon Kia. Gonna have a very hard time executing this team fight. And here comes the Zoe. If anyone was watching throughout the playoffs, and especially that Gen G match, Zoe was the make or break character in that series, and it brought so much pain for Gen G. BDD Zoe was fantastic, helped them just come back in that Cloud9 game, helped them win their games against EDG in their best of 5, bringing it all the way to Game 5. But Scout on this Zoe did so much work in Game 5 against Gen G, and now it is come back into the fold here in EDG's comp. I really like this. Damwon Kia on the other side, it's looking a little weird. That Nami Jin lane's not going to have the best synergy altogether. Maybe a bit on the knock-up with, like, if they can actually get the route from the captive audience into the bubble prison. Maybe there's some potential there. But I really still give the trading an advantage over to Viper and Mako, because if you just turn Ghost into a squirrel, it's not really going to matter. Scout, though, is going to have Prio against the Orianna in mid lane. It's going to have so much potential with the bubble play. So I really like what this is doing. I don't think there's going to be a lot of easy engage options for either team, now that I think about it. Yeah, there's not a lot of easy engage options. It's going to be mostly bubbles on the side of Edward Gaming and Damwon Gaming. They're just going to have to look for flanks. They don't have many options themselves for engage. It's not like flash bubbles are a really good thing on Nami. It's a very set speed on those bubbles. All right, so we're going to have a very... This could end up being like a super passive game and a lot of farming. But Damwon Gang here. Damwon Gaming on championship point here, on match point. Edward Gaming need to pull this one back here. They need to win this if they want to have one more chance. They need to win this one if they want to take us to a Game 5, if they want to hear that Silver Scrapes in the background, if they want to have a chance of raising the Summoner's Cup here. It looks like we're going to have an early 5-man rush bot. There's at least the Maw on the side of JJ and the bubble for Scout, so they can actually have a very good catch onto someone on the side of Damwon Kia, but Beryl is going to see this and leave, so he will be able to make it out safely. No cheese plays for DK. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep, and since 2020 they've been running it.
But that means that it has not been very much time since this team really found their stride, since they really solidified themselves at the top of the LCK. Beryl now taking a fair bit of damage here, but ebb and flow is pretty powerful.
Will do very well for the trade patterns. Keep things quite in DK's favor. But Damwon Kia is still looking to hold themselves out strong. Showmaker showing himself to be one of the best, if not the best, mid laner in the world. And Ghost doing plenty of work. And it's going to be not the most flashiest thing, but I do appreciate how well, like, the bot lane of Damwon Kia with Beryl and Ghost, they've really put themselves together. They've really been able to clean up their play. And it's going to be a very bloody bot lane. I think we're just waiting for Ares to return to players and then just go right back into the fighting. Same trades happening here in mid lane. Scout and Showmaker at half health. Ghost going to dodge that piercing light. And Fleet Footwork actually might help Ghost end up winning the trade war. Yeah, press the attack for Viper, so really good, at least third attack plus damage. Mm-hmm.
In the early laning phase, being able to get this early push thanks to the low cooldown and low mana cost of their Q, and the amount of damage that it can do as well, just means that you have consistent push in the early laning phase, and that's great for enabling.
As long as you hit it. Yeah. So right now, yep, EDG going to be given huge priority from the Zoe. Now what is going to be the play out here? EDG is going to get Prio bot side as well, so they're actually getting they're getting full pickings here. JJ's even going to be able to invade here. He's just going to go full on. Cannon will get his Gromp, but that means that JJ is going to be able to actually secure this blue buff. And there's not much that can really be done here. Oriana's shoved in, and so is Ghost and Barrel, and that's just going to be a smite fight. Not even really. JJ with his up and available just fine, so that will be secured there. And now he'll get bottom Scuttle. Top Scuttle is spawned, but Zoe is going to back off and teleport back in. Canyon trying to make his way over. It's going to be a little bit of a race, and Scout's going to be forced to stay, I think. It's going to start backing off already. So JJ's going to be able to get double Scuttle here over Canyon, and that is not what you want. Canyon on this Talon is also going to be in a super passive position because of the nature of what Talon wants to do. He wants to get to level 6. He wants to power farm this so he can actually get to where he's got his items, he's got his levels, he's got his ultimate, so he can actually like really threaten as an assassin. Jump the walls, get to people, be super slippery, be super dangerous, bleed them out. But right now, DK are just they're not going to be given a lot of opportunities and a lot of agency in the early parts of this game. Top lane's also getting shoved in by Flandre just for the ranged advantage. So DK kind of actually surrendering like all 3 lanes, and granted, the caliber of DK compared to some other teams, like I think we saw this with Cloud9, giving away Prio in all 3 lanes is kind of a recipe for a disaster. But I just don't think DK are going to actually be immune to this, because it's going to give JJ everything he wants to do. He's going to be able to outfarm. He's already 11 CS ahead of Canyon just because of the double Scuttle. He's going to get a full clear. Canyon didn't even get any counter jungling off. And so danger for Damwon Kia here. They're going to need to figure out how to just weather the storm and not relinquish too much more gold. But I just don't really think there's anything that's going to stop JJ from just going in to Canyon's jungle to steal as much as he pleases. Oh, big trade out here. Viper's going to be exhausted, actually. Bubble's going to catch on to Mako. And it's just going to be Bouncing Grenade to finish off here. Ghost low on mana. I think that might actually be as much fighting as the DK bot lane wants to do here. The ebb and flow here getting a lot of work done. There's not going to be a big chance here. Oh, it's going to be a catcher. Good flash from Showmaker, dodging them all into the bubble. But that will be a good, very good exchange there. Getting rid of the summer spells. So Showmaker now primed to be jumped on, to be ganked again in the next like 4 minutes or so. Now Canyon's actually moved bot side. JJ is in the air. I think he might have been spotted. So right now, just going to be shadowing Ghost and Barrel, letting them trying to get damage onto this turret. Get themselves a turret plate, and that will be secured. Oh, Khan looking for a little bit of an all-in here. Got level 6 first. Just going to use his needlework to clear out the wave, shove it into Flandre. And even has himself a minor CS lead. Right now, should get evened out. Yeah, this is working out way better than I expected here. The ebb and flow just getting so much done. Khan, he has gone a little bit too far into the river. He's going to get found out by a Scout and by a JJ, and that is not the start you want. Canyon has also gone in a little bit too far. The exhaust will get used by Viper. But now, oh, he's going to actually get turned into a squirrel here, but now Canyon's still looking for it. The Captive Art is going to miss here, so will the bubble. Viper and Maiko just outplaying this entire situation, but that will still allow for more damage to be put onto this turret.
This duo just sidestepping absolutely everything, and EDG getting an advantage on the top side, and JJ going to steal away the red buff as well.
Yeah, EDG is just running it. They've come in here with a vengeance here. I kind of think DK have really handicapped themselves with what they've selected. That ward right there, letting everyone know, JJ and Scout's like, hey, we are just going to go take care of Khan. Khan thinking he's going to go and just grab himself some Starfruit. Nay. I run inside the Shroud means it's going to be pretty easy, slim pickings. That's going to be first blood for Scout. And if we've seen anything, first blood being acquired by either mid laner kind of ends up being a recipe for success. Scout's now going to have a nice significant lead over Showmaker. The priority in the mid lane will be guaranteed. And you don't want Scout, let alone a Zoe, to get ahead, because those Paddle Stars will start to really hurt, and it's going to get dangerous. And there's no real tanky characters on the side of Damwon Kia.
And he's also level 7 to Canyon's level 5.
Well, you can definitely start up Riftfield since you have such priority. You mentioned
Yeah, Kanan's just been knocked out of this. JJ's going to run an absolute pain train on him. Kanan's actually jumping over. They're going to try to actually secure a very... I think they're trying to secure the similar game plan that DK had in the last game that did work out pretty well. It's just kind of questionable if it's going to work. And they're not going to go for it now. They can't really do anything here. Kanan's trying to steal it. He's going to be able to find a way to at least get that much, but Scott's going to arrive here. Bubble's going to be put behind them. And now Canyon... He's not allowed to farm. He's not allowed to get anything done here. 20 CS lead for JJ right now. And Damwon Kia, like, the only advantage they have is going to be the spot side, but if you don't have a jungler, if the talent can't be a real threat in these fights, in these skirmishes, then you might as well just have a ward.
We saw this. It was a very, very long time ago. But JJ doing a fantastic job, and in fact, EDG doing a fantastic job against Canyon this game.
And that's why junglers will always point to winning lanes, but it is really what you do with them too. So nice setup there from EDG.
Yep.
Now they've got the Rift Herald in hand as well.
It's kind of a draft differential at this point. We're only 9 minutes into the game here. Herald was picked up by JJ, but the draft difference is showing itself quite well. Khan with like his own misstep misplay, but when you have prio in all 3 lanes, the jungler just isn't allowed to do it. Is the jungle fight will be decided quite handily. EDG gonna go start up this Drake here. Level 6 is acquired by Canyon, but he is he's on his way. He should be able to make it into the river just fine. Your teleports are not available for the top lane, so this should be a 4v4 fight, but I don't think the fight's gonna come. Will be secured by JJ, and that'll be first Drake at 9:44, which feels like the earliest Drake we've seen in this series. EDG reading, we're owning this game. We're owning the early game. Botlane's holding their own quite well, and mid lane got first blood, and jungle is stomping. So this is going quite well for EDG. This 1,000 gold lead here, 10 minutes into the game. It's gonna get pretty scary, I think.
EDG have gone through the gauntlet almost and have had to fight 5 games in every single one of their series, and they may very well be able to force a 3rd and final one here in the World Time.
Yep. If anything, the best news from them getting all those best of 5s, just maxing out the number of games they could play at this tournament. They have had the most amount of stage time to figure out all of their flaws, all of their weaknesses, all of their issues, and that might be where they are. They may be exactly what we want to see here for a 5th game, a truly competitive grand finals here at Worlds, which usually is ended up being kind of hard to come across. Previous years, such as with Suning, kind of upsetting expectation. They're taking top esports out and ending up being a kind of a 3-0 in that grand finals. Not the best storylines, not the best experience. This year, though, with how this is currently going and how this game right now, this game 4 is starting out, EDG are giving us some hope and are really setting us up for what could be a fantastic end of the year.
1K right now, and after using the Herald, they weren't able to take that many plates down, but you can see them slowly starting to chip away on the top side of the map.
Yeah, and it's around. This is the beginning of the Zoe time that we're getting to as well. So EDG isn't necessarily on the
Zoe's going to be a major pick.
forcing themselves.
If I expect anything, if EDG take this game, Zoe will become like the cornerstone, because I just don't see how the Zoe plays that will come from Scout will be anything short of like quintessential.
Getting Zoe into the position to be able to land those bubbles. Canyon clearing out some vision, but once again thwarted and stymied at the opportunities, looking for these potential ganks. And the talent still sitting at 0-0-0.
Yeah, and I feel for him, because it's you don't look at a lot of these lanes with a lot of setup for you as an assassin jungler, and because of the early stages being pushed out and not being able to keep up in farm now, he's basically got to play off of the priority that Ghost and Bear were able to earn for themselves, pushing down on that bottom side of the map, but EDG making very good use of it as JJ moves up for the
Yep, and there's going to be a steal here for JJ.
Yeah,
spawn.
it's going to be another steal.
Oh, good bubble onto Mako.
Bottom side of the map. Khan taking a fair
Good damage straight there on the Khan. Oh, this is going to be, this is where Viper wants to go in here. Exhaust is going to be exchanged there onto Ghost and company, but Ghost might actually have a better option once they back off here. Canyon has arrived, and this might be the turning point. Viper is going to actually get the wild growth here, but who do they want to secure? I think they want to get both here. Canyon's actually going to get a lot of damage, but the 1 kill, so Viper is secured by Barrel. Ghost with the overcharge, which the cover fire, and Canyon is going to pick up Mako. So this is going to be the turning point that DK need to get back into this game here. Canyon getting off the floor, getting something done, getting some kills over into his bot lane and into his own pocket. This Talon needs gold. This Talon needs to be able to at least get something done here. Be able to 1v1 kind of anyone in the game if he wants to be viable here. No kills at least, but they will be trying to steal some of these Krugs. They will reset. And that'll be actually a 4th turret plate here for Flandre. He is actually putting a lot of work here onto Khan. 20 CS lead as well as 4 turret plates. There's been no other counter to that. 2 turret plates for Scout in mid lane. And DK with this kill situation. Really like this. The wave knocking up both here, just kind of setting it up here. Ghost eating a lot of the culling. But the prison from Barrel interrupting that, and now it just gets prime. Wild Growth out. But Viper just gets focused down here. Canyon allowed to just walk all the way through, even if that didn't work out. The 4th shot was going to finish off Mako. So Damwon still looking good. Still holding strong here. Only 1,000 gold lead here. It's still really close here. Usually that, like, I really want that to mean that there's a chance. But sometimes just how much the gold plays in is not as significant depending on what the comp is. Oh, and the Talon might actually just be dead. So Canyon goes bye-bye. Flandre finishes off that top lane with pretty much getting all the turret plates, I believe. Might have been just short of it, but that's gonna be second Herald. So EDG is still running away with this. Like, the play that Canyon got bot side is just peanuts compared to like what's happening elsewhere on the map here. And yeah, EDG might actually be also setting themselves up to take both. They're going to take the Herald and the Drake at the same time, I think. Yeah, this game 4 is kind of a... Nope. No, they're not. They're not spreading themselves that thin. That's smart.
And if we do the 15-minute check that is ticked over right now, it's 2,000 gold lead for EDG, and they just don't lose very often.
They don't lose very often when they have that gold lead at all. No, that is true, Atlas. Ghost will be able to actually counter out and at least get a counter turret kill on the bot side. The spot line's working out. I think Nami just ends up being like a super powerful pick. And when you got exchanging of exhaust and you've got the current call to follow it, it kind of ends up in your favor. Flandre with a cheeky steal.
Taking down the top side turret. Now you can transition over because they push out that wave. They can have everybody rotate down the dragon.
Now comes the Drake. At this point, it just feels like JJ is just outplaying Canyon, like the draft, just doing so much work. All right, what do we got here? It's going to be a good, like, 1,500 gold lead top side, about 1,800 gold lead there in the jungle. So a lot of big advantages kind of being accrued there by EDG. Did not get to see what the bot lane difference was.
They took a gamble going for this Nami pick, right? We don't normally see Nami Jin as a duo, but we saw how much sustain it had. We saw how well they traded into Viper and Mako, and the advantages that they've gotten have keeping this gold relatively close to each, given them a potential win.
Surprising. The fish with the assassin. Ooh, that's a good paddle star. But Ghost and Barrel, yeah, they're the only thing that's actually keeping Damwon in this game right now. Showmaker's kind of a null factor until we get to team fights and later in the game, when the Orianna will really turn on and be able to just sort of, you know, wipe a team with a windup. And Ghost, good dodge. Khan's been sort of sacked topside. Flandre just kind of getting to do whatever he wants. Now, here comes the Herald charge. They should be able to finish off the turret. That's going to be mid lane turret taken down. EDG now given like a lot more ability to spread themselves, invade into Damwon's jungle. And they're going to even get a second charge off here. So it's going to be a good bit of damage. Calling across from Viper. Good concussive blast, I believe. Nope, that was not. Oh, that might have been there. Yeah, so concussive blast, I think, from Flandre. Just spread across just to put more pressure. And now reset. So yeah, EDG is still running the entire rift. Damwon Kia, it's going to come down to team fights, I think. I think it's going to come down to major team fights around this next Drake. 3 minutes, and that'll be third Drake for EDG. They've been able to take every major objective on the map here with just a single turret acquired by Ghost Botside as the only consolation prize for Damwon Kia. The rest, it's all been EDG. The rest of this game's been EDG. Mhm.
They've gotten themselves early towers, they've gotten all the heralds, they've gotten all the drakes. Their laners have completed all their first core itemization. They're already working on their second. Things are looking great for EDG.
Yeah.
The only concern is that they're playing against Damwon Kia, current world champions. They have a tendency to find their way back into games like this, by and large, due to their fantastic and world-class team fighting.
Not to mention their control of map play as well, later in the game as well. I think that if you compare these two teams, EDG built a lot based on team fighting, but Damwon Kia do like to play side lanes a lot, and they do have a Gwen. She can excel in that department, but we'll have to see more from Damwon Kia, because right now, EDG have had full control, and they're not letting up. And at this stage...
No, they're going to continue invading. They're going to continue trying to take over all this. They've got the entire top side of the map like in their control. They can own this part of the jungle because the mid turret's gone, top turret's gone.
Commentary is possible today.
Baron may not be up, but they can really get rid of a lot. Make it so that Damwon Kia lose access to half of their total jungle.
And I think that's exactly what it's been. It's been EDG meeting the highs of Damwon Kia instead of the inverse, which would be Damwon stepping down. That last game was absolutely a testament to that exact fact. I just want as much...
Oh, I think Kane's gonna look for a play here. That is warded. Flandre's gonna start for the runaway, but Khan's gonna be a little bit too far away. Kane should be able to get this started, but I don't know if he actually wants to face off against Flandre exactly.
Moves nimbly to the right. Trying to get him out.
I don't know where they got that information from, but I saw a ping in the river. It was the little blue flag, and they said Canyon is making his way towards the bot side of the map.
Yeah, so Flandre was able to make the early move, so that was yeah.
He was completely in fog, so just great awareness from EDG, kind of like narrowing down all that top line side vision that they do have. They're basically saying, well, if he's not here, he's got to be making his way towards bot.
Yeah, and it's also one of those things where when your other two lanes pull back that have been pushing, you stick out like a sore thumb. If you're the only one pushing out there at no tower.
Well, EDG, like you were saying, now pushing in the mid lane. 3 members strong though, so it'll be absolutely fine. We've got 40 seconds on this mountain break. It'll be soul point for EDG. We were talking about the lack of tankiness. Well, makeshift way of doing that is by picking up a couple of mountain drakes after your first
Yep,
turn.
Mountain Drake should be able to do plenty of work there for EDG. DK trying to actually be in the area for this fight because this is going to be where it needs to turn. Mythics are completed across the board for everyone, but we're kind of worrying about the problem where Flandre has a second item, while Khan only has half an item. Stopwatch on the Gwen. Good paddle star there on to Showmaker. But EDG, this is where the Zoe is going to start becoming a very scary pick here. The damage and the poke and the fear of this Zoe is going to start really dominating Damwon Kia's minds. Gonna be able to actually get a counter shot there onto Scout. Does not get the root. Mid lane Prio will be given over to Damwon Kia, but this Drake will be secured here. EDG just goes in on the backside. And with the calling, that play from Damwon Kia is just going to fall flat. They can't even get any damage onto that turret. Ebb and flow from Barrel's going to be able to get a decent bit of work done, but that's about all they can do here. Now Damwon Kia, I think they're going to be forced to just try to play around the Baron. Decent sleep.
Sidestep a lot of this poke. They're respecting it, but because they're showing so much respect, like they have to, they concede control over the river, and that gives...
Oh, that's going to be a good sleep there.
But now Damwon looking to go on the offensive as they attack the mid-tier 1.
Yeah, they should be able to answer this one, but what will EDG be able to offer is going to be the question. That bubble...
That's still another sleep. Like, that's 2 or 3. Oh, big shockwave from Showmaker, and that actually might be a dead Mako. He's going to actually ult himself here. JJ's going to force to jump on in. That's going to be a 4th shot ringing out. It's going to miss, but Zoe will go down here. So a fantastic turn. They forgot about the ball. Showmaker just not allowing EDG an easy way into this game.
Get a leg up and another objective and another objective. The Showmaker has had enough. He finds a shockwave and just opens up a kill. That was a brute force play too, because Damwon gave up 2 waves on top side that just crashed into that secondary turret. The bottom side had also been pushed in by Graves, so they really spent a decent amount to make this play.
But whereas this ball's just left there, big triple, and then now it just opens it up here. Gwen just going in for the front line to zone it out. And yeah, he just tracks down Scout and takes him out. So really good play there from Showmaker. That is the power of the Orianna that we are talking about, that we are looking for to really help keep Damwon Kia competitive in this game. Because Canyon, 1-1-1, but he is 40 CS behind JJ right now, which is disgusting. Meanwhile, what is that? So 40 CS down as well on the top side here, not to mention all the turret plates that were acquired by Flandre early on. So there is a lot of pain and a lot of deficit still on what should be like major carry threats on the side of Damwon Kia.
Great insurance policy for the later stages of this game. Not to mention the fact that if they do get these picks, the Viego does skew things so powerfully.
And you can see Damwon again. They keep fishing for these trailing split push plays. It's really common when you have two solo lane split pushers and they both have teleport and you can have one shadow the other. But since there's so much mobility and talent, being able to jump over walls and parkour through the map, he also can just kind of hover between lanes here, and you see.
Yeah, this is where Canyon gets that BLE's prime Talon. But EDG are just not going to bite. Grab their chickens, have a little bit of help nearby, and they'll be just fine.
The peanut strats.
He was the battle water.
Okay.
Getting in there.
I also just wanted to highlight all this vision investment from EDG up towards the top side of the map. This is the cross map that you're seeing as the bot lane was being pushed in. EDG moved up towards the top side, and that was why we were seeing this kind of transition and why Flandre was playing so defensively. And again, EDG respecting, even though they know they're ahead, there are still ways in which Damwon can come back into this game, and they want to avoid all of those options and to make sure that they maintain control. This next Drake is going to be massive. The good news for EDG is they have a choice. They can force Damwon into a situation where, hey, do you want to do Drake, or do you want to try and fight as a Baron, maybe, depending on their positioning. The most important thing here is this mid-wave control, and so far EDG have been very consistent at fighting for it.
Yeah, I feel like the best response in those situations, when both outcomes are pretty bad for Damwon, is to try and force the fight. Because then you don't end up with one of the bad ends of the trade of objectives, since EDG have the upper hand here. You know, they're the only ones on soul points, so they're so
Yeah, EDG still holding out all the all the advantages here. And this is where we're gonna. I think we're literally just waiting for like this Drake to spawn, and that may end up like deciding this game, because it's only 1.5k gold in EDG's favor. Item disparity is still an entire one item for Flandre over Khan. 2.5 items, 2.5 items. AD carries are pretty even. 2.5, 2.5, and actually a little bit more advantage for Showmaker in the mid lane. That will be the Scuttlecrab picked up there for Flandre, so they're going to have the vision superiority for this. But now, Damwon Kia going to be forced to try to figure out where they want to approach this, how they want to approach this. EDG is going to actually have a very early, very forward line of defense, very forward screen. And I think they might just let Flandre just 1v1 the Drake while they just try to mess with them far side. Scout's going to get rooted up here. He has the cleanse. So gets that one out. He's going to try to back and then teleport out. And now Damwon Kia are going to be able to actually get mid-prio. Scout was able to back off. He will teleport over in from the Tri-Brush. And now, long bubble. It's not going to catch on anything. Now they know where he's at. And Dragon has been started. It's going to start throwing down some damage. Some Mountain Wind should just be dense as opposed to really high in damage. Flandre going to go find Canyon. Canyon's going to be able to jump in at pretty much any time he wants to help finish this off. But now Damwon Kia have actually kind of taken it over. It's going to be going. It's going to be stolen. And that's going to be soul for EDG. Now it goes to the fight here. Can they actually get anything else going here? Khan going to be exhausted. And they're going to run away here. No one is dead. But there is a lot of pain on the side of Damwon Kia. What a jump in and steal from JJ. No one on the side of Damwon able to really zone out the EDG jungler. And now comes, I think, going to be the Baron play for Damwon Kia. This has been sort of like their go-to. And they're not going to step for it. Okay, so 3 turrets now for EDG, 4 Drakes in a row. The masterclass that's been this game from EDG. Now even more secured, you could say. So just look at JJ here. He's got a easy eye on it. The ball actually goes away, so now the threat's not there. It's already been used, and he just goes in, finds it. Flandre there to try to provide some follow-up damage. But yeah. It's a nice coin flip, honestly. Yeah, And the thing is yeah, EDG has not actually played or fought an entire front to back team fight. They've only gotten the objective and left. So right now the big question is, with a 3K gold lead, can they win the full front to back team fight? Can they win the 5v5? Because Damwon have plenty of damage across the board as well. Showmaker, as we saw, can sneak in that ball and really screw up all of EDG's plans.
The Mountain Soul actually goes a long way versus those surprise plays of the Shockwave and possible talent combinations that come out. So it's going to do a bit to protect them of what kind of occurred earlier in mid lane 2.
Yeah, that shield from Mountain Drake. Yep. Okay.
I just have to say, again, re-emphasizing for EDG being here in finals, so big for the LPL, and
So we're kind of, just kind of looking around seeing for it. Damwon is still holding on.
he had such big shoes.
Flandre is actually going to push a bot side wave. I think all it's really is sort of going to be up and available right now. We're 28 minutes, 29 minutes, and we're about to hit the 30-minute mark. 3 items completed for each AD carry. Viper's going to be quite lethal with this Lucian. And still just 2 items for Scout right now. He had to actually sell his Doran's ring finally to, or at least his starting item to get the Blasting Wand. And it looks like Showmaker should be approaching pretty quickly, pretty soon towards his 3rd item. Looks like he's going to be going for the book, the Morellonomicon. Flandre working on his 4th item, 3rd item on its way for Khan. So still plenty of advantage on the top side there for Flandre. Junglers are a little bit, Canyon's a little bit behind as expected. There's the Infinity Edge here for Flandre. So he's 4 items deep. He's going to be a monster in these fights, and he's going to be able to put out a lot of damage if you give him the time. And that's kind of where Kobe was talking about it with at least what the Mountain Drake provides to at least prevent the burst from being able to actually finish anyone off with that Mountain Shield. But what ends up coming down to a really big question of like what nullifies that is going to be consistent high damage from like a regular AD carry. I don't think what Ghost, Showmaker, and Canyon are going to be able to provide will actually be able to burst through all of those resistances, that shielding, and just regular health pools. It kind of ends up being a question of does Khan find like a very clever way into these fights to just be the best form of consistent damage that DK are going to have in these fights. I think Baron's getting started up. It's going to be a blue trinket used to spot it out. Calling's going to be used. They're trying to burn this one down. Scout's actually going to be able to get the sleep on. There's going to be no smite available for this. They're going to be able to secure it. And now Canyon going to be in a little bit of trouble. Now EDG need to find their way out here. Khan's found himself in the middle of it. He's just going to get blown up here. One shot from Flandre. And this may not be a full team fight, but EDG are winning this here. Now Canyon needs to find his way out. He's going to be able to actually get the run, but Viper is ready for the chase. And that's as easy as it gets. Now comes minute 15, and there's going to be 2,000 gains so far. Red Bull Baron power play on deck here. EDG taking over this game, and Damwon not finding the avenues that they need here. Canyon trying to find a secret way in before. Did not work like it needed to. And Flandre just kind of running this one over here. He's gone through top side here. Top, tier 2, and mirror 2 are going to go away. JJ is sitting over on the bot side, but he's just going to make his way over. Flandre is going to be able to get this turret all by himself. His gold lead is massive. Gwen's not even back yet. Both inhib turrets are down. And EDG can actually back off right now. They got 2 minutes left. They can back off. They can buy. They can come back out with almost their entire 7k gold advantage. And Scout did not dodge that damage. I don't think he dodged the damage at all from that trap. So they should be able to come back with even more. Another BF sword here for Flandre. He is just going to hurt so much. 2.5 items secured for JJ. Starting to have a little bit of MR thrown into him. So Gwen and Orianna do not ruin his life as much as they could. Good sleep on Tanami, and they're going to actually readjust their focus over to Ghost, and he is going to go down here. So begins the reset city for JJ. He's going to be brought low. He's going to have to ult away, but Canyon is going to be procced for his stopwatch. He's going to be able to flash away. He's going to be able to jump over, so Canyon will survive. Showmaker on 1 health. Khan trying to shield for him, trying to body block for him. Skippish Slash is going to provide a bit of movement to help move for it. Scout's going to be able to find him, but Gwen will be able to dodge the bubble. Flandre, though, he just wants to win the game here. I think at this point, all EDG are doing is preventing the backs from Khan. Showmaker was able to get back in time. Canyon is there as well, but they just don't have the health for it. Nexus is exposed, and we are going to go to game 5 here. Get the silver scrapes out. Let's go.